Hello, Facebook friend. This is Stella Scott, and this is my face pod that I call What's Your Question, and I might change that. I've started to feel that What's Your Question is really not the right name for this event that happens once a week. I sit somewhere in my home, usually, where it's quiet, and I address something that I have seen or that has been raised towards me. You know, a question could have been asked, or there has been some kind of discussion, and I say, oh, this is something that I think I can feel it's the right thing to address with my face pod on Thursdays, 1 o'clock here in Malmö, where I live. And the reason I feel like it's probably time to change the name is because I don't get that many questions. It's more the things that come to the surface and then I respond to them. So if you have any suggestions of what I should call this, feel free to, can you PM me or you can write something down here. If you like what I do, if you find things interesting, please give it a like. You can also tag people and share it and spread the word in some way or the other. I am quite passionate and good word, I don't know. Yeah, let's just the word passionate. I'm not so fond of the word passionate because it's so connected to suffering. Yeah, this thing of talking about things from a different perspective, things that are addressed a lot of the times and usually in the same manner. And today I'm going to talk about feeling safe in your body. This is a huge issue for most people, even if you don't think about it, even if you're not aware of it being a huge issue. So yesterday when I posted the little preview about what this is going to be about, I wrote that it's going to be about how you feel, safe with yourself, how others perceive you and feeling safe with that, and also the LGBT perspective, since this is the International Coming Out Date. I don't know how international it is. We don't have it in Sweden, but I am an out lesbian. Here we go. And I have always been. So it's not, I don't need to go online to come out, but I know that there are things that can make you feel unsafe in your body when you are not subscribing to the norm. And then when I was going to sleep yesterday, I also realized that there is something else that comes along with many other things probably, but that I have personally. And for me, that is my feet, my disability that I was born with, and that right now ties into the thing of, hello Anna, how lovely to see you here. It comes into this thing of feeling safe in my body, because feeling safe within your body is also a question of taking care of yourself, of listening to yourself and your needs. And at 12 here, at 12 here, I was thinking, I don't have time to do my foot treatment. I have to take care of my feet in different ways. And one of the things that I do is that I give myself a treatment with this little machine here. It's like a spa machine. You can use it in your face or wherever. I use it mostly on my feet. And then I have these 6 little things that I smear onto them in different ways. And the reason I do that is because it wards off my pain. It keeps the circulation going on a micro level, and it's really good, and I can really feel the difference. And I was at 12 o'clock today, I was saying to myself, oh no, I don't have time. And I was like, wait, Stella, what did you just say? This is one of the most important things that I can do for myself, to take care of my body, to be able to walk and dance around in the kitchen, whatever I want to do. I really need to do this every once in a while. No, every week I do it 2, 3, 4 times, depends on the shape of the pain. And I should not let it go overboard. So when if I can feel it, it says, okay, now I need to do something. So yesterday I could feel okay, it's time. And then I was gonna just tell myself, no, I don't have time. So when you have things going on with you and your body, that could be what you eat, or it could be, as in my case, pain. It could be even how you dress, or if you're a person who does wear makeup, what kind of makeup are you going to wear today? How do you take care of yourself as a body? And can you feel safe with yourself and trust that you're going to do that? Because what I did today, I had to give myself a little EFT tapping. on the I don't have time. So what am I telling myself? That I don't have time to take care of myself. I'm supposed to be my best caretaker. I'm supposed to be the one who's really nurturing and making sure that I can feel safe with myself within my body, to be sure that I'm doing my very best to nurture myself, to protect myself. And suddenly there I was, ready not to do it. So that is one thing when it comes like being safe. Are you safe with yourself? Can you trust yourself? And if you can't, there's work to do. It might be work to do with someone else. I'm a coach, I'm a therapist. I have been working with people for about 30 years. My take on working with whatever is going on is usually different. I don't care if it's like eating habits or sleeping habits or how you dress or if you take care of your feet or not. I usually have a different take on it, and so many times I have met people that have gone through one coach or therapist or healer or whatever after another, and then they come to me and it's like, oh, so I admit that I'm different. My way of working is different, and my results are usually exceptional. I am not going to pretend that's not the case. I'm not going to be shy about it or falsely humble about something that is the truth. So that is the thing of like taking care of yourself. If you need help, contact me and we can have a chat and see if I'm the right person. If I'm not the right person, I will not try to push myself onto you. I don't think anyone is served by being pushed into things that you don't want to do, that you're not ready to do, that aren't for you, or that we're simply not made for each other. So the other thing, the next one is how others perceive you. There has been a lot in me since Me Too like burst out into the world last, was it October or was it November? Last fall. There has been a lot of talk about women and feeling safe. And for women, it's frequently very unsafe. It's unsafe to be a woman. And this whole thing of in the States, for my international audience, this might not be a thing. The Brett Kavanaugh, the judge who's going to be at the Supreme Court, and of course, I knew they were going to vote him in. I said, it doesn't matter what's going to happen. They're going to vote him in. That's just how this is going to go. And it did. And the woman who stepped out was ridiculed by all kinds of people, including the President of the United States. And that's how it is to be a woman. That's how unsafe it is to have and be and live as a woman's body. And I know I don't remember her name, but it's this lovely, beautiful trans woman. And she has made a video at a TED Talk where she's talking about the experience of being a man, living in the world as a man, and then the experience living in the world as a woman. I so recommend it. She's wonderful. And I also know trans men that have been talking about the difference between being born in a woman's body and then transferring over to the right, what's the word? So you feel at home with whom you are, with your body. And like, it's completely different to walk out into the world and with a male body and being perceived as a male by people from the outside. As a woman, we usually have to do things to take care of the body and make sure that the body is safe, because men think it's their property. I know I've been talking about this before, that we have been property. Women have been property. Our bodies have been property. And so it's not strange that it's still this idea that, middle-aged white men are supposed to decide if women are supposed to be able to have abortions or not, or having the pill, or being married, or how many children or no children, if we have the right to have money or drive cars, or it's still going on all over the world. So living as a female body is not safe. In war, conflicts that include war situations, war zones, the female body is a place where this this war zone is being played out. Rape, mutilation. Oh, it just feels so heavy talking about this. But this is the reality of being woman. So how can I protect and nourish and nurture my female body, being a woman, and still not be submissive to this threat that is more or less constant? That is something that we all have to think about, and how women walk home with fear, in the evening. This thing of like talking on the phone where you're really not on the phone, you want to like exude some kind of, don't address me. So that is one thing that we have to take into consideration as women. Taking care of myself, seeing how other people perceive it and what they think they can do. And now we'll go into the LGBT issue again, because if you are not playing the game that they say you have to play, in my case, I'm supposed to be attracted to men. I'm not. And still men think they have a right to my body. They think they have a right to say things like, oh, you just haven't met the right man, or you need some beep dick. These things that lesbians have to live with, more or less. If you're a trans person, I have already addressed that slightly. This thing of like being in discrepancy with whom you feel that you are, and the body that isn't, it's not mine, being in that. But also you can feel like you are actually, I feel at home with being a woman, but you're being addressed in a certain way because you have a woman's body. You identify as a cis woman, and yet not in the way you're supposed to. Just because you have broad hips doesn't mean that you're gonna be like, ooh, ooh. No, it doesn't mean that you want to wear earrings and lipstick like myself. And me wearing earrings and lipstick doesn't mean that I'm a super feminine woman. I keep my legs crossed and I'm always like this. I'm not at all. I'm not. I'm very masculine in many ways. So we have this idea of how is this, because I see this body, it's supposed to be in a certain way. And when you deviate from the heterosexual white cis norm, people feel like uncomfortable, and you feel uncomfortable, and we are frequently threatened, not only as a woman, but then you're also threatened because you're not submitting to how you're supposed to be and live and express yourself, because you have a certain kind of body. And society wants to tell you have to be pushed into this norm, this square peg into the round hole. This is how you have to be for others to be comfortable. Many years ago, I had what we could call like a mutual coaching experience. So there was this lovely man. He was coaching me, or more like mentoring me when it came to like having a business and working as a businesswoman. That was great. And I coached him on being corporate and attitudes towards LGBT people. And after like 5 or 10 sessions, we would like meet once a week on Mondays and have lunch and do this. It was great. And after 5 to 10 times, he suddenly said, Stella, I think I get it. You're not the problem. We are. Yes, you got it, exactly. Because I don't have a problem with being a woman and being a lesbian. It's no problem whatsoever. The problem is when other people see me and my body and think they have a right to say things, to bully, to have ideas about how I am supposed to be because they see something and then they have decided this is how it is. That is not the case. I don't have a problem with me. And if you're a trans person and you feel like this is not my body, I need another body, that will go together with how I feel. That is not a problem, as long as people don't behave like assholes about it. As long as people don't think that they have a right to kill you because this is a real threat. So body, when like, the white middle-aged male, cis male, is very comfortable. That's the body that, you know, that you're supposed to have in our society. And for the rest of us, every single one. All right, you're supposed to have a certain size too. You know? If you're too skinny or too big, especially too big if you're a woman, especially if you're like fat, then you're in trouble. Then people think they have a right to bully you. No, they don't. One more thing when it comes to disability, because this is where what I realized when I was like in bed, when I have a relationship, people get so focused on the sex thing, but it's not that creates a relationship, and everybody knows that. So who is gonna take care of me when I have the flu, and you know, hand myself over when I don't feel well, when I get sick, when my feet hurt, and there are these what's called dolda handikapp, hidden disabilities. Mine, you can't see mine. Nobody would think that I have a disability. If you have like heart disease, you have a disability, but nobody sees it. Diabetes is a disability, nobody sees it. Hearing, so there are so many things that you don't see, but they're still there. And when you're in your home and you live with somebody, it's not about the sex thing. It's about also being in the trust of your weaknesses. And this goes for everybody, not only if you have a disability, but that is what makes my thought move in that direction. It's like when you're weak, when you're sick, when you're mourning, and you have somebody there, that's the relationship. That is the main part of the relationship. I think it's really important to have a thriving, beautiful, luscious sex life too, but that is what other people will focus on when you are an LGBT person. How do you do it? It's none of your business how I do it. But people think they have a right to ask, that they should, and that I should answer. Duh. So I think that is important, but the relationship is so much bigger, and part of it is like being safe, handing my weak body over to someone with whom I share my life, and also having the desire to take care of someone who does have a migraine or is, you know, when you have the flu, like you're sweating and coughing and it's like mucus all over the place, you know, and actually having the desire to take care of this weak body and be there and nourish and nurture and pamper that body into wellness again. So there are so many aspects of being safe in your body, and being safe with yourself, being safe with others, others in society, but also with others within your home. Body care is bigger than just taking a walk or meditating or eating the right food. It's a big issue. And as you know, I talk about the body. The body is the spiritual vehicle. You can't do anything unless you're a body, unless you live, you take care of this opportunity to be here on earth. Being a body is the only way. It's the only way. So that was my little rant for today. Are you safe in your body? If this creates like thoughts, and I have, of course, I always have like tons of things that I could say about this, but I try to like squeeze 100 things into, preferably not more than 20 minutes. If there's anything that I have been talking about today that provoked something, feel free to write something here, or you can PM me. You can also go and like this page, The Energized Me. You can go to my blog or my homepage, theenergizedme.com, and on Instagram it's the same name, The Energized Me, and follow me there. I I'm changing the name. I don't know what yet. It might still be What's the Question next week, but it's turning around. And one last thing. I have a Facebook group, a newly started Facebook group last week. And it's still like, nothing happens there right now. I have thoughts and ideas, but I'm only one person. I'm trying to do 100 things. And yesterday I really had to like lie down flat and do nothing. No, I take, a walk with a good friend and have coffee. But really not overdoing it, because I'm only one person and I get tired. And right now I'm like, whew, a lot of stuff is happening. But I do have this group, The Energized You. And if you want to join it, please fill out the 3 questions. And I'll let you in. So have a glorious day. Have a great weekend. And I hope to see you here next week. Bye for now.